Math 115. I just wanted to do a quick video for what we were going to do yesterday, but then my audio wasn't really working well. So I'm just going to talk about a couple things that I was going to talk about yesterday. Not probably as long as I would have in class. Some of them I'm going to move and have us talk about next week. Okay, so we have been talking about shapes, and I just wanted to talk about what a polygon is. Okay, so we've been talking about these, but maybe not this particular word. So the real word poly means many. Okay, so a polygon is a plane shape. So meaning it's two-dimensional. It's a two-dimensional shape. And it has straight sides. Okay, and the other thing about a polygon is that it has to be closed. So you can't say, oh well, this is my polygon. Okay, that's not a closed shape. It doesn't come back. So polygons are triangles, rectangles, rhombuses, octagons. Those are all polygons. Okay. One thing I wanted to point out though is that this right here is a pentagon. Okay. Now you might not think of it as a pentagon, but a pentagon, for example, is just anything that has 5 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That is a pentagon. We could have, anything that has 3 sides is a triangle. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Now, why is this not what we think of as a pentagon? Well, we might think of something that looks a little more like this as a pentagon. They're both pentagons. Okay. What's special about this though? This is one of what we call the regular polygons, or in this case, it's a regular pentagon. Okay. What makes it regular is that all sides are the same length and all angles are the same measure. Or we could say all angles are congruent. Okay, so regular polygons would be an equilateral triangle, a regular quadrilateral would be a square, right? All the sides are the same. We have a regular pentagon for 5 sides. A regular hexagon looks like this. Again, any 6-sided shape that's closed with straight sides would be a hexagon, but this is what a regular hexagon looks like. A regular shape with 7 sides would be a heptagon. We're going to skip to an octagon because I can't draw one with 7 sides. Okay, a regular octagon. It's a little funky, but it looks like a stop sign. Okay, so these are our regular pentagons. Regular polygons. Okay, they have the same length sides and the same measure for all of their angles. So if we then think about three-dimensional shapes, okay? Some of our three-dimensional shapes are made up of sides where all the sides are the same. So there are a group of shapes called the Platonic solids. Okay, Platonic comes from Plato, the person Plato. So I actually put a link up on Blackboard to a little article about the Platonic solids, okay? But basically the Platonic solids, these are now 3-dimensional. Okay, and all sides are made up of the same regular polygon. Okay, so there are only five Platonic solids. Okay, 3 of them use equilateral triangles. 1 of them uses squares, and 1 of them uses pentagons. Okay. You can't make a Platonic solid using hexagons or octagons. And it has to do with the way that the angles would come together, and they would not, you could not put this size angle, what has to be in a hexagon, together to make a closed shape with just hexagons. Okay, so there are only 5 Platonic solids. So I had these little blocks that I grabbed the day that I was able to go in to get some things, but I didn't quite, unfortunately, grab enough to make all of the Platonic solids, but I can show you some. But that's part of the reason why I linked that page. You'll see it shows you all of them. But if you go down through, there's some, a little bit of writing. Go through it. Okay, you don't have to understand every single word, but basically it just says this. And then there's a picture, and you can click on it, and it'll kind of rotate them also. But so one is called the tetrahedron. So we kind of think of this as a pyramid, but one special case is that it's a triangle on the bottom. Okay, so again, a Platonic solid is going to have all the sides the same. Okay, sometimes we think of a pyramid that has a square bottom and then 4 triangles coming up. That would not be a Platonic solid, but this is called a tetrahedron. So it's made up of 4 equilateral triangles. And then, see if I can do this well, I don't know. As I said, 3 of the Platonic solids are made up of equilateral triangles. So another one, let me just click this back together here, is called an octahedron. So it's kind of like 2 tetrahedrons put together. Okay, there's no middle in there anymore, but so it kind of looks like some kind of jewel, right? Some kind of gem. Okay, the other Platonic solid made up of just triangles needs 20 sides, and 20 faces. I don't have enough with me. Think for a minute about what the Platonic solid looks like that has all squares. What do you have a shape that's all squares? Well, it's going to be a cube. Okay, so we're really familiar with that one. And then there's one that is made up of pentagons. Okay, it's called a dodecahedron. Now, I did not bring enough pentagons with me either. So this would be half of one. My kids and I think it looks like one of those edible taco bowls. But this is half of one. So really a dodecahedron is closed, but kind of picture that this is the top, and then there's another one down here on the bottom. Okay, so you can kind of picture what it would look like. So it would not be a bowl like this, right? It would be like if I showed it like this and the bottom was all full also. You get a little bit of a sense. But those are 4 of the 5 Platonic solids. But again, if you look at the link on Blackboard under this week, you can go to the bottom and click on them and they rotate, so you can kind of see what they look like. Okay, so the important thing about the Platonic solids is that all the sides are made up of the same regular polygon. They're either all squares, all equilateral triangles, or all regular pentagons. All right, so that is really, I'm going to stop there for now for this week. And you do have a homework assignment on Blackboard. It's a Google form, which I'm trying. Some people from other classes have said they're very easy to use. The one downside is you can't go in, do some of it, come back out, and then go back in again. So, maybe just kind of cut and paste your answers in, or just sit down and do it at a time when you know that you'll have a few minutes to do it. Okay, the homework is not very long. I think there are 4 questions, but some of them are relatively short. But please use complete sentences and all that. I will also plan to put up an article, another article for you to read, similar to the one about the area, just, kind of a study about a teacher who did something in their classroom, like the last one. So since we don't have class on Wednesday this week, that is going to be what you have to do also. I also put up some information about the project, and I pared down the project quite a bit. I'm just asking you to come up with 2 activities. Doesn't have to be a full class lesson, just 2 activities that you would do based on some of the topics that we have talked about this semester. That also, I have an option of a Google form to fill out if that's easier, or you can just type it up separately or handwrite it. There's some information in there under a separate folder in Blackboard called project. So we'll talk about that more also, but that's due the last day of classes, which is May 8th. And so it should not be too burdensome. I think it'll just be a good review kind of some of the things we've done. Okay? As always, if you have questions, let me know. I'm going to have office hours Friday from 10 to 11, or of course by appointment at any time. You can just email me. All right? I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.